Hi, my name's Frazer Hadfield, and you should go pluck yourself.
Hello, welcome to Go Pluck Yourself, the Actor's Pursuit. My name is Chris Gunn. I'm going to cut straight to the chase on this one. I'm so excited about my guest this week. Calling all the way in from London, my first international guest, it's Frazer Hadfield. And if you're not familiar with that name yet, you should be. Well, you're about to be. And if you happen to have seen that one big film that I had that tiny little role in, you might recognize him as this guy.
Yeah, and you've no idea that I earn in a month what you fucking snort in a minute. Or that I only get to see my kid for 2 hours every fortnight. So you need money.
That's right. Frazer Hadfield played Nate, who was Robbie Williams' best mate in Better Man. Have I mentioned that I was in Better Man? No? First time? Well, I was. But Frazer was in it like a million times more, like proper in it. Like his character is kind of essential to the story in it. He kind of serves as this sort of counterpoint to the life Robbie could have led, had he not become the massive star that he did. Anyway, it's brilliant, and Frazer is brilliant, and he gives one of the most honest and real performances in the film. And yeah, it was a bloody honor to chat to him, and really fun to look back on and reflect on both of our experiences working on the film, even though I had had one day. But yeah, I'd never really had a chance to hear about anyone else's experiences, so this was really cool. It was really nice of him to call in and take the time. But we didn't just chat about Better Man, we get into all sorts of nitty-gritty, sticky parts of navigating an acting career, all the feelings that sort of come with being part of a film that big and then trying to figure out what the hell to do next. Yeah, it's really interesting. He's fascinating. So make sure you're paying attention. I'm really honoured that he came on. I'm also honoured that he listens to the podcast. It's crazy. So thanks for coming on, Frazer. It's really cool. It's cool to sort of have this movie, which has connected us, and to have made a pal from across the world, even though we never actually technically worked together. But yeah, it's really cool. And hey, by the way, if you like what I'm doing here and you'd like to support the show and help to keep this thing going, you can do so by signing up to the Patreon, patreon.com/gopluckyourselfpod, and contributing as little as $5 a month towards the show. This thing is entirely listener funded by you. You're the listener, and I'm not beholden to any advertisers. This is completely independent. So if you've been listening and you're enjoying it, if this podcast fires you up creatively, please do me a favor by typing that link into your browser to become a patron. But if you can't afford to contribute to the show, that's perfectly fine. You'll still be able to listen for free. Think of it like when you see a busker, you can either drop them a $5 or you can just give them a smile and enjoy the music. Either way, I'm still going to sing to you, but if you contribute, I'll sing even better. 2 things to remember with Patreon. Number 1, if you're on an iPhone, don't use the Patreon app, as Apple, they will take 30% of your contribution just for using their app because they're greedy bastards. But you can avoid that fee by simply signing up using a web browser like Chrome or Safari. And number 2, when you go into Patreon, click See Membership Options. Don't press join for free. Joining for free does absolutely nothing for you or for me. So press See Membership Options if you'd like to contribute as little as $5 a month to the show, so that eventually I can pay myself, 1 day a week to work on this show, so that I don't have to stay up until 3 a.m. to get an episode finished. Thank you to everyone that's joined up to support the show. It really means the world, guys. Okay, ramble. Like, follow, subscribe, share, tell a friend, blah, blah, blah. Do all that stuff. Shut up, Chris. Okay, please enjoy my delightful chat with the unbelievably talented Frazer Hadfield. What's going on, mate?
Yeah, not a lot. It's great to sort of chat with you. Yeah,
yeah, man.
This is the first time sort of face to face.
Yeah, this is as close as it's ever going to get, unless I travel to the UK.
You never know.
I don't mean to say ever, but yeah, it's as close as we'll get for now. Where are you based, man?
I'm in London.
Nice.
My family live in Australia. My mum and dad.
Oh, really?
My sister. Yeah. So they moved over there sort of 15 years ago now.
Where are they
probably.
based, man?
They're in Ballarat.
Oh, no way. Like country
My sister's in
Victoria.
Melbourne. Yeah, but it was really nice. So when we were over to film Better Man, I got to spend a bit of time with them, which is great.
That's mad. When was the last time you saw them before that?
I did another show. I weirdly work loads in Australia. I did another show the year before that filmed in Sydney.
Oh, right, yeah.
And they came up and saw me there.
Yeah,
We sort of see each other once a year. They're actually over in the UK visiting now. They're arriving later on today.
Oh, that's good, man. It's a long way to travel. I'm glad you get to see them, though.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, man, I'm tripping out a little bit. Well, why don't we tell my family, because they're the only ones that watch, but why don't we tell them how what our connection is? And I say this because it's I don't have a right to sort of claim it as much as you do because I had one line. But
no, look, hey, it rippled, right?
it made it in, man, and that's all that matters. But yeah, we were both in Better Man, and who did you play in Better Man?
I played Nate in Better Man, who's Robbie's semi-fictional best friend.
Oh, so yeah, I did want to know about that.
Yeah,
Because I was curious if he was based on a real person or just.
I think he's like an amalgamation of a bunch of different, a bunch of Robbie's friends.
Right.
But essentially, no, he's a sort of narrative device.
I see.
Yeah, it was sort of weird. Everyone else had real people to sort of study, emulate, whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't, which was kind of nice actually. It just took the pressure off. I wasn't trying to do someone's voice or.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I was so impressed with all the stuff that you did about your process and like getting the role and how you
Thanks,
sort of
man.
embodied the characters. It was really, really, really impressive. And
Thanks,
I had none of that. I was
Oh
like,
well,
wow,
yeah. I mean, there's certainly pressure when you're playing someone that's such a well-known person, you know. But yeah, so did you have like, were you able to chat with Robbie about who this guy was, or like what kind of material or connections did you have? Just the script.
The script was great.
Yeah.
It was always a really well written character, which is nice. It definitely felt like the sort of best character I've ever been given on the page. You know, I was like, oh, I can't believe I get these really cool scenes. But they rewrote it loads, like the whole way through pre-production, and even when we were shooting, they rewrote the character, so it was sort of shifting and hard to keep on top of what it was. But it was, you know, Simon and Simon Gleason, the writer, and Michael Gracie, they were like, do what you want with it. You know,
Oh, really? So you had a lot of creative control.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what your experience was with Michael, but he's very like actor led.
Yeah.
Which is sort of crazy. I never expected that. It's this guy that does these huge, big blockbuster films. He's known for these incredibly like choreographed adverts and movies and things. And then when you get on set, it's like he feels like a theatre director.
Yeah.
He was like,
I was on set with him for one day, right? So I didn't get a whole lot of time with him, but he seemed to really trust everyone, like the whole cast. Like even with me, we didn't really talk that much, you know. He just kind of said, yeah, just, you know what you're doing? And I said, yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, can I ad-lib? He's like, try it out. That was about it. So I see what you mean. Like he seemed to really trust his actors, which is really amazing. How do you find working like that? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer to have a bit more like,
I mean,
how do you work?
In terms of screen work, it was like the best working experience of my life.
Yeah, dude.
It was. I mean, I guess it comes with a sort of film like that, with a budget like that you get a lot more time.
Yeah.
But he gave me and the other actors such time and space. I mean, we'd do like 40 takes of a setup. And he'd just be like, right, okay, something completely different this time.
Wow.
And I think because he ran so many takes, he was like, don't worry about continuity because we're getting so many takes, there'll be something to match it with. Do whatever, go wherever you want, blocking sort of out the window. Eric, the DP, was so amazing. And he's just like, yeah, don't stand in the same place. I'll follow you. I'll walk around.
That's
loads
awesome,
of like Steadicam stuff, just following you.
Did you have just one camera on you for your scenes, or?
No.
Oh, really?
No, so it was like sometimes it was like a 6-camera setup.
Really?
And he'd just run it and just go, okay. And we do big, long. I mean, I've got a scene at the end of the film that's like 4 minutes long.
Yeah, in the kitchen.
And, 4 or 5 minutes long. And it
So
was
good, man.
it's a good scene, right?
Yeah.
But he'd just run it. He'd just go, okay, here we go, 5-minute take.
Yeah.
Off you go.
The
And then
whole
we do it
thing.
again, and you go, okay, walk somewhere different, do something different.
That's amazing.
Change the
man.
lines.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you have that one day to do that whole scene, or what? Or was that like a half day thing, or what?
2 days to do that.
To do that one scene?
Yeah.
Amazing, man.
And that's just there. And then all the like, I mean, like I walk into the kitchen and like everything was a separate day, and there's so much time spent on each little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a whole day to do that. And they were shooting second unit somewhere else, but we had the main unit for the entire day, and then the next day as well. Yeah, so it was they definitely. But the thing that Michael did that was really cool. Something I did like rehearsals for screen stuff before, but he got a lot of the cast in before shooting started to rehearse, and usually I've done that for like camera positions and whatever, and a little bit of like getting familiar with the scenes, but you ran it like a theatre rehearsal room. It was when he was doing The Greatest Showman, he showed us this actually. It was really cool. When he was doing The Greatest Showman, when he was in rehearsals for that, he rehearsed the whole film in a rehearsal studio, and filmed it all on iPhones.
Really?
Had like three people's iPhones, and he cut it together, and so he's got like an iPhone edit feature length Greatest Showman in the rehearsal room with like Zendaya and Zac Efron and Hugh Jackman in like sweatpants and stuff.
That is wild, man.
So he tried to do the same for Better Man, and prep ended up being a bit kind of bumpy because of various different things, and he didn't get the whole thing, but we got large chunks of it. So
even for your scenes.
The
whole film. It's wild, man. No wonder it took
wild.
so long. It doesn't.
And there's
doesn't rush anything,
Yeah. The boys would be able to show you. I don't have it, but the Take That boys. But there's also the Regent Street scene. There's for people that haven't seen it, there's a big scene in the film where Take That and Robbie dance down Regent Street in central London, which was filmed like on location. Like crazy amounts of money that it cost to do that. But there's an iPhone version in like a rehearsal studio.
Oh, I think I've seen that. I think there's clips of that on YouTube, man. Or they were using it in promo and stuff.
But that looks cooler than like just me in a t-shirt and jeans
in a kitchen
with Jono in a rehearsal room, Yeah, but
that scene in the kitchen when he's making he's buttering the sandwiches or whatever he's doing.
Yeah, the toast. Yeah, crazy.
In the wetsuit, whatever that thing was.
But so obviously it's all like I've said the character's like sort of fictionalized, but that all happened. That stuff happened. So
really,
he had one of those suits. It's like a Vacanaut suit. Have you seen them?
I've never. It's like only in this film. It's the first time I've seen one.
It's like a wetsuit with like a vacuum attached.
Yeah,
and it like sucks the wet. It's like vacuum packs you basically.
Yeah,
and apparently then that helps. I don't know
with what, like fat
like weight loss, fat loss, whatever. But he doesn't keep it on. He doesn't like wear it under his clothes. He just puts it on. The vacuum goes on for a bit, and then he's nice and skinny. I don't know how that works.
So funny, man. Was that thing running during your scene?
No, it wasn't there.
Of course.
There was
like and was he a monkey in your scene? Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking idiot.
There was it's really funny though watching the film. I wonder if you felt like this as well, but I watch it and I'm like, I don't recognise this because Jono's not there. It's a monkey.
Yeah.
And I did the scenes, and there was such an emphasis on like sort of realism, and that's the other thing that Michael sort of lent into, which I was really surprised by, was how it is like almost like hyper realism in the hyper naturalism in those sort of dramatic scenes. So everything was there pretty much. Obviously, there's a lot of CG stuff with the monkey, but apart from that, there actually isn't a lot of CG stuff. It was all practical. The sets were all there.
Yeah.
So you get into these sort of like quite dramatic scenes, and you sort of forget that Jono's wearing grey pajamas.
Yeah,
and you're just like doing a scene with him. So when you see it, and it's like, oh, he's a monkey, but also like, oh, he's wearing clothes. It's like that's the strange thing.
It is weird.
It's easy to forget. Yeah, so that's the thing that really like pulls you out of it, or pulled me out of it, because I was like, no, he doesn't look like he did when I did it.
Well, when I shot it, I didn't really know anything about the monkey thing.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
it was
fascinating.
Yeah, it was kind of a rumor, and I think I'd heard that he was going to be that he was like sometimes a monkey, but he was going to be played by like a young Robbie or the real Robbie.
Yeah.
And like sometimes like when you go into his imagination or something, he would be this monkey version. That's what I assumed it would be. But that nothing was confirmed to me at all. Like I just had no idea what that whole monkey thing was about. So when I was on set and Jono was in the suit, I just assumed like this is one of his monkey scenes, right? And
but
then they were walking. They blocked the scene out with this statue monkey.
Yeah,
To get the references. And we're all like me and all the extras and everyone. We're just like, what the fuck is going on?
What is going on?
This huge monkey with this, with the big fangs,
the massive smile, and yeah.
I was like, and all these extras, like they had some of them. It was the first time they'd been on a film set as well. They were really like, what is this movie? I'm like, I don't really know. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, there's the little girl who played my daughter in the film. She was on set with her mum, and I remember we were sat in the big studio. But Jono was up filming in the suit and had the head cam on and everything, and all the witness cameras. It was like a big old day on set for him. Yeah, and I was sat with this little girl at the side and her mum. And she said to her mum, she's like, why is he in a funny suit? And they're like, oh, well, they're going to replace him and make him look like the real Robbie Williams. It's because he's too short. And we were all like, oh, yeah. That was the first time on set. I was like, oh, I actually didn't realise that this was a secret.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Just overhearing things, I was like, oh, wait, are we not meant to tell people that he's a monkey?
Yeah. I don't think I was even told the details because I had such a small role. They were like, we can't trust this guy with anything.
Honestly, I think it's probably there's so many people involved in that film that they just they forget to tell everyone.
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
But I knew about it because I got a casting call. A casting breakdown came through, and I got a tape to play Robbie a year before. Yeah. And I remember in the breakdown, it said the actor's likeness will not be used in this film.
Right.
Don't worry about looking like Robbie, but that's all it said.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
I found that tape recently because the tape that the scene that they sent for that was the scene with Nate in the kitchen that we were talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
And I found the tape because I was doing Robbie. And my wife, Catherine, was doing Nate.
Yeah.
So we found out. I was like, oh, yeah, I think I remember. And it's really, really terrible tape. Terrible.
Oh, you should put it up, man. I want to see it.
Oh, man. It's such bad work.
Really? Obviously not. Got you in the door.
No, I don't think it did, actually. I think they forgot about me for 6 months. And then they brought me back in for something else.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like a year. It was like a year previously.
Yeah.
But do you get that with tapes? I occasionally I'll get a tape through. And I just immediately go, no way.
Yeah, of course.
No,
well, like this, there was no way I was getting on this one at all.
But interesting though. But you still went. I mean, you've documented it. You went through your process. You did you got it all. Like, I'm not saying like about getting the role. I mean more about like doing a good job.
I see. Yeah. Like usually I try not to overthink the work that I've done. If I'm doing too many takes, I'm like, all right, draw the line. That's it. Send it off. It is what it is.
I think that's like admirable. But I mean, I occasionally get tapes through, and I'll read the scene and just go, oh, nah.
There's no way.
No. As in, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about them. Whether it's probably like mindset at the time or like I don't know. But that Robbie tape came through. Maybe it's real people. But that Robbie tape came through, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I'm not right for this.
Of course, man. Like, mate, I live in Adelaide in Australia. Like, we're in such a small city, and Adelaide actors don't get hired for interstate
for interstate
gigs.
Stuff. Okay.
Never. Plus, I don't know how to do a Manc accent. I had no idea what that sounded like. I said no to my agent. I said, don't bother. Like, why would you put me forward for something like that? That's not my gig. And he's just like, I'm going to put you forward anyway. Just give it a shot. You've got a few weeks to prepare. And so I was like, all right, well, I'll give it a crack. I might as well. And
it's like trusting that. Yeah. Trusting the people around you, trusting the process is kind of glib.
But at that point in the process, what have you got to lose?
I don't know. For me, honestly, like confidence. Yeah, I think that's sometimes what scuppers me. I remembered, it's one of the tapes that I always remember and thinking, oh no, I can't believe that I've sent that into a casting office and someone may have seen that. There's a couple of, and they stick out. Like from years ago, I remember, I'm like, oh, why did I do that? There's something I do where if I feel uncomfortable or feel like I'm not getting it, I like push.
Yeah.
I feel like I've become this gurning caricature that's like so desperate to make it work.
Do you think you did that in that first audition?
Yeah, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad. It's such terrible work. And
It's
I
a great
knew-
story though, knowing that you sent in that audition that you think like that's just your opinion, man. It might have been a really good audition. You don't know.
Yeah.
It's not really up to us to decide whether our work is good.
It isn't
right?
up to us.
But it didn't write you off from the movie. You
No,
still
obviously
ended
not.
up. I mean, what happened next? Was it just another casting call for a different role that came
I
up,
think,
or
like,
what?
I can't remember. Like that was a long time ago. It was like the middle of lockdown. I remember doing it in the Robbie tape. I remember doing like in my bedroom.
Oh, really?
Like in full lockdown, middle of the pandemic.
Wow.
And then I got a tape through to play. I can't remember. I taped for a few different characters in the film.
Yeah.
Like smaller characters, because I've got an Aussie agent as well.
Oh, really?
Because my parents live out in Australia.
Yeah.
It was quiet a few years ago. It was quite quiet. So I was like, well, do you know what? I've got right to work in Australia.
Yeah.
I live in the UK, but I've got right to work in Australia, so you don't need to worry about visas and stuff. So
It's handy.
So I was just like, oh, I might as well double my chances, see if there's
Yeah.
anything fun over there, and got an agent in Australia. So the Robbie tape was through my British agent, and then this was through my Aussie agent. Got little parts in the film, and I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to fly out for one day on set because it won't cover my flights. You know, I'll
Yeah.
end up losing money.
Yeah.
But I was like, I'll just do them anyway and see what happens. My agent was like, yeah, just do them because you don't know what'll come from them. So I did them, and then they were like, actually, could you tape for this? And I taped for Gary.
Right. Wow.
And then I taped for Guy Chambers.
Yeah.
And then I taped for Nate. It was Tate at the time, actually, I think.
Yeah.
And then I sent that tape in, and they came back like a day later and said, can you jump on Zoom? Jumped on Zoom.
No way.
Met them, had like a 2-hour Zoom with them.
And that was
then-
Simon and Michael.
Simon and Michael. Yeah, it was the middle of the night in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Simon
They didn't
was
stop,
like, Simon was in his spare room at like 3 a.m.
Wow.
Trying to keep his voice down because the kids were asleep.
Yeah.
But it was like kind of pedal to the floor because the day after I got the offer, and they were like, okay, you're going to jump on a flight in like 3 days.
Really?
You'll be out in Australia for 5 months. Yeah, it was such a quick
Wow.
turnaround. Yeah, such a quick turnaround.
Dude.
Yeah.
Mine was torture.
yeah.
Oh, man.
I heard, yeah.
I was on hold
that's
for like
wild.
8 months. I didn't hear a thing. Every now and then I'd get a call from my agent being like, you're still on hold. You're still like, they want you to play him, but they just need to check a few things. And this was still for Liam, right?
Yeah, okay.
And so I was still in Liam world for like 8 months. And eventually I just kind of had to let it go because it was torture, you know?
And so you were on set with, so they flew me over. They flew a few people over. They flew the guy who played Liam in the end. They flew over, right?
Yeah.
He was British. I never
he's
met
from
him.
Liverpool. He was a lovely dude. He was funny as, man.
I bet he was.
Exactly like Liam, dude.
I think I remember I was on set the same day as you actually, because I remember seeing him. And
Oh,
going
really?
Like, oh, they've done a I think because the snooker. I remember
Yeah.
I was in the morning when I came in. I think I was maybe doing like rehearsal or something, but I played snooker with Jono in that big room that you shot in.
Yeah.
And we wrecked the snooker table.
What do you mean?
I was leaning for a shot and I fell over and pierced the felt on the snooker table, and I was in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I bet you were, man. Well, they were smashing like fake glasses on that and lying on it and doing coke off it and stuff, and
it was a cool place, that wasn't it?
it was cool. It was like a manor. I don't know what it was
I don't know
usually
what it was,
used for, but it was a very cool place.
I sort of felt like that the whole way through the shoot, because obviously it was all in Australia.
Yeah.
And doubling for like London and Stoke, and
Yeah.
you go into these weird buildings, and yeah, they've done such a good job kind of decking them out.
Man, it
Yeah.
was such a
No,
trip,
I've no
man.
idea.
It went so quick too.
Yeah.
I'm so envious of like having 5 months, to work.
But it went
with
so
them.
quick for me as well. I mean, I was there for
course.
5 months, but I wasn't. It's this. I've sort of talked about it being like 2 films in one, right? There's the big sort of blockbuster stuff, and then there's the stuff that is like a kitchen sink drama.
Yeah.
And I only did that stuff, so naturally that stuff took less time to film,
Yeah.
So I was there for 5 months, and I did a couple of weeks rehearsal, but I think I was probably only on set for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Really?
Like cumulatively.
Yeah.
Because like, they were like, we're doing this next, we're doing this dance scene, and we're spending 2 weeks on it,
So how'd you spend your time in Melbourne?
Well, my family are there, so that was,
Of course,
it was nice to sort of like spend time with them. I was staying with my sister in Melbourne. Honestly, just eating my way around Melbourne.
Yeah, man.
I love that city. I love it so much.
It's a beautiful city, eh? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So much to do.
I'm a big foodie, so I think it's one of my favourite food cities in the world. So I spent my time and my entire wage on sort of food in the city.
Yeah.
Played some golf with the lads. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
But it's quite isolating, It was quite. I mean, I didn't have many people to sort of hang around with. Because all my stuff was sort of just me. Yeah, it was a funny old job. It's definitely the biggest thing I've ever done, and felt like the most momentous thing I'd ever done. But actually, the process of filming it was great on the set, but kind of quite lonely. Actually, not much going on between. And then, I mean, I'm so impressed by what you've made of it, what you made of the sort of release, and
thanks, man,
and how you made more work from it.
I really scraped the barrel for it, man.
No, but it's so cool. I really respect that. I don't know. I found it really hard when it was released. It was I guess, and you'll know this as well. Like when you do a sort of bigger job like this, you've got people in your ear on the producers and productions. It's saying we're going to make you a star. This is going to, this is it. And I've had it a few times before, and I sort of obviously take that with a pinch of salt now. But then when it does happen and things don't go quite the way that you'd want them, and you sense that people's priorities are in a different place, it's tough. I find it's something I've talked about before. I've got a friend who is a really great writer, Kelsey Swintek, and she runs a Substack, and she does a series where she interviews artists. And she's a really, really close friend. And I did about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, I did an interview with her, and it became about this thing that I have where I struggle to separate the profession of acting from the craft of acting.
I see. Yeah.
And I feel exactly the same way now, 3 years on. But the profession stuff, all the like knotty, businessy, like logistical things that are a bit shitty and not that fun.
Yeah.
Or a bit shitty and not that fun a lot of the time. And sometimes incredibly fun and intoxicating. Like when you get to do red carpets and things. I love that. You know, that's all wrapped up in that side of it.
Yeah.
And then the actual craft of acting, the skills, the craft, being on set and doing the work.
Yeah.
That's sort of infected by that sometimes.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's hard for me to separate both. It's hard for me to think about one without thinking about the other. And if the professional side's not going good, then I find it hard to focus on the craft stuff. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. You sort of feel a lot of pressure because an acting career is going to fluctuate like that. And when it's in a lull or after a big film like you know, or a massive role like yours, there's got to be a come down, right? And it would be really hard to like separate yourself from how you think you're being perceived or how you think your career is going, and letting that affect your work, the actual craft of or your art, the art itself, you know. So how do you cope with that? Like, how do you deal with that? Or what's that like for you now?
I don't know. It's tough. It's something that I think it's all wrapped up in identity as well, right? It's like, I am an actor. That's how I sort of identify. I identify as an actor. What does that mean? Does that mean I identify as like a working professional actor, or does that mean I identify as someone who acts,
can act,
who like practices the craft of acting?
Yeah, and
it gets muddy, and so even if one bit is going really well, the other bit might not be, and I don't know. How do I deal with it? Badly. I came out of drama school and everyone was like, "Oh, Frazer's the one he's so good at like professional development and networking and do you know what I was? I was really confident. and I got myself in rooms that otherwise I wouldn't get in. I remember I got a really, really lovely theatre job just from back in the Twitter days. I remember following the director on Twitter, messaging him and saying, "Oh, I love this work that I saw. Have you got any roles going in your next show?" And he was like, "Yeah, send me a tape for this."
Wow,
and I booked
awesome,
it.
Man. Yeah, that's the
right?
way.
And
that's good.
And other things off the back of that, like I was really kind of tenacious and driven, and I got results. And then, I mean, the world sort of changed, and my relationship with this sort of industry has changed, and I've realised that it's not all plain sailing.
No.
And I've had some like really, really like disappointing moments, some really kind of heartbreaking moments. I don't want to say I've become jaded, because I don't think I have become jaded, but I've realised that it's maybe not quite as straightforward as I thought it was, and as I was finding it initially. And just coming to terms with the fact that, I mean, everyone says, oh yeah, there's peaks and troughs. Everyone says that. Yeah. And I was always like, yeah, sure. Yeah. And no matter how many times people say it to you, when you're riding a high, and there's a couple of things happen in a row, you're like, oh, maybe this is it. Maybe the peaks and troughs isn't for me. Maybe I'm going to Hollywood. Maybe I'm sustaining an amazing career where I get to play all these really cool roles.
Yeah, maybe I'm the odd one out that gets to ride it forever. Yeah.
And then when you hit the you've got further to fall then, and then the lulls really hurt. Yeah. And I mean, when you're in something like this, or I did a TV show for a few years, and it's like, oh, is this a thing that's gonna make it slightly easier? And the reason I want it to be slightly easier is I love doing the work, and I feel like if I didn't have the distraction and the worry, I could enjoy it more. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yeah, because once it's over, it's over, and then you're just unemployed again, and it's
once it's over, once you've done the work, then I spend a year waiting for this film to go out, thinking like, how can I capitalize on this and make it as useful as possible, so then I can do other stuff. Yeah. You know?
It is really scary. And even with what I really milked this whole thing for what it's worth. Like what I present myself as, and like you're talking about identity, right? And how I present myself as an actor. Like I'm an actor because I can do it. And if a job is given to me, I know I'll be able to put in the work and do it, right? Yeah. But then the professionalism side to me is sort of keeping up appearances, and presenting myself as this thing, and sort of developing a bit of a brand, but still being genuine. But it makes it look like this is my life all the time, which is, I think, what an audience wants to believe about an actor, But really, my life is like cleaning houses and like spending hours just editing podcasts just to market ourselves, you know what I mean? Like
the thing that bothers me though is that like there's an expectation, at least maybe it's slightly different in the UK, but there's an expectation that I sort of hide that part of me, the fact that I do other jobs, the fact that I do little bits and pieces, because there's some sort of prestige attached to being all in,
I know what you mean. And I mean, I don't know. I don't really know. I don't think it's like a UK or Australia thing. I think there's people that really firmly believe that you should hide the reality of your life, what it is like, during those lulls. But I don't know. I'm just trying this thing out. I'm trying this honesty thing out. I'm trying this like transparency thing and going, look, this is what it's really like, and I don't really know who I'm trying to connect to by doing this podcast or pulling back the curtain in these experiences. I don't know who I'm trying to connect to. I know I'm trying to connect to other actors because I enjoy that, and I enjoy meeting other actors and especially actors that have been in the same projects as me that I haven't had the opportunity to actually chat to.
For sure.
I mean, I get to learn so much about your experience on that film as well. But then you can't help but think like, am I going to hit a wall? And what should I be doing? Should I get a different job? Should I be a little smarter with my time and how I invest my time? And then I think you have to sort of go back to why you're doing the actual art, why you're doing that. We just want to act. And I think it's easy to get caught up in this meritocracy idea where you think, I've done this job, I've done this massive film, and so the next thing I do is going to be a step up from that, and the next thing I do is going to be a step up from that. And maybe that's why I'm doing this podcast, is because it's the truth of what it's really like. At least for me, and I live in a city where you shouldn't, if you want to pursue an acting career, you should get out of this city. Like Adelaide is not the place to pursue an acting career, but I'm pretty defiant, and I think we have great facilities here, and I think why not, man?
There's Adelaide projects keep popping up in my inbox. So,
if you're getting them, man, if you're getting them.
What I've noticed though is that, like, from listening to the chats that you've had with your pals, is that like there seems to be a real community in Adelaide. Like you're all making work together and doing shorts and music videos, and you seem to be on the same jobs. Whereas here, there's maybe more kind of large scale work happening regularly in London, but there's not, or at least I've not found the same sort of community. I mean, I've got pals who are in the same industry, but then what that then means is that I'm more reliant on the system. So I'm more worried about what the system's doing. So it's like, how am I gonna? I mean, this year I've had a rough go of it with my I was with I've changed representation recently, which is great. It's a really positive move. In the UK. It's a really positive move, and I'm really happy now. But for a long time, I maybe wasn't, and like just the anxiety when an email comes through,
really,
and all those the sort of like negative feelings that then become like attached, kind of by proxy to the stuff that you love doing. But just like finding a new agent and having to do all those meetings and the sticky thing of like leaving an old agent. And that's when I have to do that. I have to do that because that's how I get, that's the route that the sort of opportunities come to me. Whereas, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but it feels like where you are, at least from listening to the chats that you had on this podcast, like you've got there's more of a community. There's more of a let's make some stuff together, you know?
There is, but the difference is you're getting paid. We're not getting paid. Do you know what I mean? Like we're making stuff, and there's some really, really talented filmmakers here and really talented actors. There are some big projects that come through Adelaide for sure. Like we have really amazing facilities here, and a lot gets filmed here. But I think the community is so tight because we've sort of got this solidarity in that, like, you know,
Sure.
We're all broke ass actors that just want to act, and you know we're getting runs on the board, and we're getting reps in front of a lens and everything, but we're not surviving off acting. You know, we all have to. It's all in between stuff. You know.
I know, but that's the thing, right? That's the thing. Like ultimately, like neither am I. I'm not getting paid when I'm not working here. But then I'm not necessarily having the same kind of run out as you are with talented people making stuff. And I've made stuff with friends, and it's great, and but it just doesn't happen as much here because it doesn't feel like there's the same sort of tight knit community. Do you know what I mean? Because like you could book a big job tomorrow and then you get paid. I could book a big job tomorrow and then I get paid. But we could both not book a job for 10 years. And
then neither of us are practicing during that time if we're not out there, you know, with the community making stuff. I see what you mean. I kind of went into my head there for a second because I was thinking, because hearing the way you're speaking about, you know, my city and the community that I'm in, it sounds very appealing the way you put it. And it is. Like, I love my community, but I think there's always this grass is greener idea.
Of course,
you know, because the rhetoric has always been, you've got to get out of Adelaide. Like anytime I'm on a commercial or if I go to Melbourne for a film or anything like that, it's like, why are you living in Adelaide? Why didn't you come here? And I know that there are more opportunities there. Like there's more opportunities in Melbourne and Sydney or the UK or...
but there's more people there, right?
There's like... it's a bigger pond, right? So there's more competition. And then even if I was in Melbourne, I'd be relying on my online presence to get my name out there anyway. I probably shouldn't have told anyone when I started this thing that I'm based in Adelaide.
In Adelaide, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I also want people to know that Adelaide is
why
a
not?
fucking great city. It's got a lot of really good talent and really good facilities. I don't know why I'm talking to you about Adelaide, man. Like this guy that lives on the other side of the world, but you know what I mean.
No, but it sort of resonates. My wife and I are expecting a baby at the moment. And,
mate, congrats, dude.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
awesome. Nice.
So there's lots of existential sort of big questions going on at the moment.
Yeah.
But we've been talking about like, when can we move out of London? When can we get away? Because my wife's in TV and film as well. Like when can we get away from this and go and be in a place that we want to be and still dip in and do the things that we want to do? Because ultimately, like I book jobs. Why am I in London? Like I'm in London because you need to be in London if you're an actor in the UK, which is what everyone says. Yeah. But like I booked Better Man, and that filmed in Melbourne. So I was in Melbourne for 5 months. Yeah. I did a TV show for 2 years that I booked in London, but it filmed in Sydney. Like I do other things, and like I'm in Belgium or Manchester or Prague, and like I'm very rarely I'm actually in London for any of the actual jobs. So why do I need to be here? Yeah. I mean, I know that like there's little bits that film in there are good projects that film in Adelaide. I mean, I had one in my inbox like last week. But like,
that's weird. I didn't have one. That's fucking wrong.
Yeah, did you not?
Just call my agent.
Yeah. But you could book a job, and you booked a job in Melbourne, and they put you up in a hotel, and it's fine. And then you it's like. Yeah, it really frustrates me, the idea that you have to be somewhere for the to show that you're committed to the bit, you know?
Yeah. I know what you mean. It's very old school. It's very like pre-internet and very it's pre-self-tape era, you know.
Yeah, we tape for everything now.
Yeah.
Like it
I've
doesn't matter. You can be wherever.
I've done auditions, like self-tapes for commercials. I did a self-tape for a commercial a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago or something. And it was worth good money, right? So I got a call back, and my agent said, "Can you be in Melbourne tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.?" And I was like, "Of course." Like for that money, of course, mate. So I jumped on the red eye bus, and I was in
a bus to Melbourne.
Yeah, it was because the flights were like $700.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll just sleep on the bus overnight, and I rocked up in the casting office the next morning, and they're like, "Thanks for coming in." And I'm like, "No worries, mate. It was around the corner."
Oh yeah, just around the corner. Yeah.
They didn't know I was in Adelaide, right? I wouldn't do that now, just because.
Why do we do that? Why what?
Money.
This wasn't the point, but just to pick up on it. Like if they said thanks for coming in, you were like, yeah, no worries, absolutely fine. Yeah. Why didn't you go? Yeah, came from Adelaide.
Because they were only casting in Melbourne,
and you're there.
Well, the problem was, and this is what annoys me about the self-tape thing now, is self-tapes they've become a preliminary audition now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not. So the callback is the first audition now.
Sure.
Because I rocked up at that callback, and they were like, they wanted guys with moustaches and mullets, and I still had hair then, so I cut a mullet into my hair, and rocked up. But there were like 15 other guys in that casting office with mullets and moustaches, and I was like, this is not a callback. This is not top 3. Yeah. This is it was a waste of time. That's why I decided I'm not doing that again, because the process has changed now. You know. But
even when someone asks me in town, they're like, if I'm doing an audition or a voiceover or something, they're like, "Oh, have you come far today?" I was like, "No, I've just around the corner." And it's not true.
I see.
I've come into the city. I've made a lot of effort. Why am I hiding? Why am I hiding the fact that I've made a lot of effort because I really want this? You know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like we do have a tendency to suck up and sort of downplay the effort. You know, we don't want to complain though. Because, I am grateful for every opportunity, and I was grateful to be called into the office in Melbourne. But yeah.
Although it's quite, I think I had a sort of a moment. So my wife's a producer. Yeah. And she was obviously, during COVID, she was working from home, and we were both in this 1-bedroom flat, so sort of on top of each other. Yeah. And she was casting a TV show, or she wasn't casting, the production company was casting a TV show. Yeah. Big old TV show during the pandemic, and it was going to be shooting in like 2020 maybe, but she'd get the casting stuff through. So the casting director was casting all these parts, and the tapes came through and they got put on a system. And I remember getting a message from my agent saying, "Look, there's a part in the show that your wife's producing. Do you want to go up for it? It's not massive."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, go on. I'll go up for it. It's my wife's show. You know, it'd be great to be able to. It would only be like a few days on set, but would be great to work with her. So yeah, of course I'll go up for it."
Yeah.
And I taped with her.
Yeah.
And it was a really good tape. We were really pleased with it. I was like, yeah, this is great. Sent it in. And she wasn't making the decisions, you know, she was privy to the decisions, but she wasn't making the decisions.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting next to her and just sort of like looking over her shoulder, and it's like the next tranche of tapes are in, and she pulled it up, and it was the system, and it for this one kind of like three scene roll, the headshots popped up, and you click on the headshots, and the tape comes up.
Yeah.
And there were, I think, 35 headshots.
Wow. Yeah.
And you could see which the director has opened.
Oh, really?
And he'd opened 3 of them.
Yeah.
And he'd gone, yeah, that'll do. So there's like 30 people that have taped and put all this effort in.
Yeah.
And the tape's not even been watched. And I was like, I can't believe that, like, I'm doing all this work and it's not, what's it for? It's not, no one's seeing it. And it just sort of felt kind of helpless.
Yeah. So
I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's quite like that anymore. But
I don't know. I think it depends who's casting. Yeah. But I think it's good to know that, in a sense. Like, it's good to know the truth of, and you can understand, like, a director doesn't have time to go through 35 tapes necessarily. They are going to just have to come down to the thumbnail in the end and say, it's a small role. It's a couple of days, you know, or it's a day. It's a day player role. I can't put too much work into this because I've got a schedule as well, right? But I think as an actor, it's important to know that that is a reality. So what do you do about that? You know, how does that change the way that you work? How does it change the way that you approach self-tapes or getting your hopes up or anything? Because I know for me, like, I kind of make a call on a project and say, all right, what's it worth? Where is it shot? How many days of work am I going to miss because of this? You know, am I going to actually lose money because I'm not actually working my survival job, you know? And you still go for it, of course, because, you know, it's an opportunity and you never know. You might be one of them that they click on. And it shows the casting directors that you are going to be reliable and you are going to send in a tape. But maybe it comes down to, I'm not going to put in 3 hours of effort doing this self-tape. I'm just going to get it done and send it off. I mean, how would that affect your approach to a job, knowing that information?
I don't know. It's like to bring it back to what I was talking about before. It's that, again, then that's like the inescapable, weird, knotty, businessy, logistical side then infects what I'd ultimately do. I guess for a while it did. I felt like a pressure to get a job rather than do than do good work for a while. Yeah. It felt kind of that felt like the most important thing.
Yeah.
But actually recently there's something freeing about knowing that as well.
Yes.
And then you just do it, because just as much as I mean, if you do it and you're just a thumbnail, and they open it, they'll go, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think ultimately when I'm freer and not bothered about getting the role, or not bothered about booking a job rather than getting the role, I'm getting a job as like a conceptual thing. I tend to do better stuff because I do better stuff when I'm in a rush. Yeah. Honestly, when I've not got as much time to worry about things.
Yeah.
So actually knowing that, like, ultimately, yeah, this is a long shot anyway. So let me just like bash this out, get it in, and that's sometimes the best stuff, right?
I think so.
I think unburdened by expectation,
that's always been my best work, when I haven't expected to get it. Like Better Man, like I didn't expect. There was no way I was gonna get it.
But man, I saw your tape for that, and like it's there's like effort and craft and yeah, it's
thanks, man.
It's well, like I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but like honestly the watching that tape I remember when you posted it, I was like, do you know what? This is maybe going to like change how I approach the next few things that come up. I'm going to really think about it and like, and think about what I can do that makes it stand out rather than just blank wall, like, hands, you know, like,
right. Did you go to like drama school or like what? I don't really know anything about your training or anything, but we'll get into. I want to get into that, but my first question before we get into that, I really want to hear the history of all the education and everything. But do you think all that, like going to drama school, has implemented certain rules into your head, and do you think those rules have kind of restricted you ever?
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, and I realise that more and more now.
Yeah.
I mean, just simple things like, I mean, especially the way that training works in the UK, it's these big sort of like older prestigious institutions that have operated in a sort of the same way for a long time. I think maybe they're changing now. They've changed since I've left. They're developing and changing and evolving into something sort of more productive. I don't know, but at the time, we were told things that just were patently untrue. Like, casting directors don't want, if someone's reading with you in a self-tape, they have to read in like a monotone voice.
Yeah.
It's like, why?
That's a rule, right?
It's and we all came out of drama school and we did that. And
why? It's so strange because I don't know how much you've listened to the podcast, but I've harped on. I've had a few conversations about the sort of the comparison, right? The two different pathways, you know, training and just sort of jumping into it and seeing if you can do it.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the approach that I've developed. I kind of feel it's a little bit defiant and explorative and gritty and like, you know what? I'm just going to do it my way and I'm going to see what happens, and you'll get me. Like you'll get the character, but like you'll get my approach to this thing, and then they're getting something individual, and I think that's worth something, right? And but I'm also
it is. It's that's like objectively, yes.
Yeah.
That's because why would you do it any other way?
Yeah.
Because what's the benefit of doing it any other way?
Well, how are you going to stand out if you're just trying to emulate what everyone else is doing, right?
And if that is the case, then you can cast from headshots, because you know that if anyone has like a training or credits, you know that they are like technically capable to a certain level.
Yeah,
then like
they'll be
just look at the headshot and see if they're right, and then cast from that. If you want more, then what are you looking for? Surely you're looking for my perspective, my interpretation.
Yeah.
And so then interpret it. I got told a story about Letitia Wright going for, I can't remember what role it was that she was going for, but she was taping for a role, and Daniel Kaluuya read with her.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Off camera, and I've seen the tape. Yeah. And it is like phenomenal. It's two actors acting. It's just one of them's on screen.
Yes,
one of them's in frame. And two actors acting. And like, because she's getting amazing stuff from him and he's getting amazing stuff from her, it feels like a scene. It feels like it's working.
Yes.
I just feel, and she booked the role. But I feel like you don't get that if you. I've got a tape that's just come in now actually, and it's for a really cool project, really lovely script. I'm like, I'm quite excited about this. I was thinking about who I could tape it with.
Yeah.
And like just the idea, it's kind of like really kind of emotional, kind of, it's all about the rhythm and about rhythm and tempo. And like, if you read that with like someone who's giving you a cold read, it's not going to work.
It's going to put you off too. Yeah. And you're not going to do your best work if it's stilted and
like he's in the scene, he's on his phone. So why wouldn't I be on my phone in the scene? Because that was another rule. No props.
Oh, really?
No props, no costume.
See, I'm glad I didn't know the rules, man.
Yeah, man. But that's what I'm saying. I saw your tape, and it was like,
like I knew some of the rules, but you know what it was, because before that I was following the rules with like, and I still do. Like, I really, I don't want to be the guy that's like, break all the rules, don't go to drama school. Like, I really think I missed out on a lot of really important education by not going to drama school, right? But I think there's not one way to go about it. Like there's other pathways in, and there are benefits from that other pathway as well, right? That's sort of what I'm getting at. But I used to tape with blank wall, and I still do most of the time. But for Better Man, for that particular audition, the script said he walks through his labyrinth of a house, right? And so I thought, why don't I just shoot it in my living room?
Yeah.
Because I've got this, I was living with housemates and the living room was kind of eclectic and had, this funky green velvet couch and this, cool little coffee table, and I had to do the walk and everything. So I thought, why wouldn't I just shoot it in a living room, But it was around that time, like everyone was doing this. Like, did you ever see the Dakra, is it Dakra?
Yeah. The Stranger Things. Yeah.
So that was like, that had just blown up online, right? So everyone was like, fuck the rules, man. Like,
Yeah.
take a risk and do something out there, So that was around that time. So I did that. But I always just thought the less that the casting directors need to imagine, the more chance you have of showing them what, make it look like the scene's going to be,
Yeah.
And I'd also heard casting directors that I'd done workshops with, like I'd heard stories of big actors going for roles and they'd basically shot the whole scene with a professional crew because they could. And they were like, we got to give them the role now because they've put all this effort in, but they've shown us that this is what they will look like in that scene.
And,
so I thought, why not?
And it was so great. I bet any money they'll have had some more tapes where the people that are taping for that same role are against a blank wall doing it kind of the standard way. And maybe the way that you did it, maybe that was the thing that got you the job, that got or got you noticed, or got that, like it's,
I think so.
Because
when I did my callback, okay, this is actually kind of funny. I was doing a play, like just an amateur theatre play. I just got back into acting. I was doing a play, and I was working with a really good friend of mine, and the Better Man audition came up, and she'd gone to a really prestigious drama school here in Australia, right? And she was like, why would you shoot it in your living room? Like, all I'm looking at is the cat on the couch. Why would you flick the cigarette at the lens? Like, just stay in the shot. Don't walk into the shot and all that. I was like, nah, man, like, what have I got to lose? I'm not going to get this gig. Like, don't worry about it. Let's just have some fun. Anyway, when I did the callback with Simon and Michael, Simon was just like, oh, man, and when you walk around the table and you flick the cigarette, it was so good, man. And I was like, right. So, it's, make a choice, make a bold choice, stand out, do something interesting, but don't be arrogant about it. But like, go with your gut, have fun, be creative. That's what I think,
There's my wife's a show that's just been on Amazon at the moment. It's called The Girlfriend. I remember when the sort of casting stuff was coming through for that. I didn't see any of that stuff, but she showed me one tape. The audition scene was in a swimming pool, and obviously no one did it in a swimming pool.
I would have, mate.
But one guy who got one guy got in a swimming pool, and did the scene in a swimming pool, and he didn't get the role ultimately. But everyone in that casting office, everyone in the production team, remembers it, was talking about it. Yeah. They know who he is. It stood out.
Yeah,
and it was ultimately he was one of the people that got called in. He got called into the final round auditions, and it was because his tape stood out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would never have done that. To talk about drama schools a little bit, I think probably it's the same with like what's the big one in Australia? NIDA, is that
and WAPA,
WAPA. In the UK, it's like these big old royal institutions, RADA and Central School of Speech and Drama and LAMDA and all these like prestigious institutions.
Yeah.
I went to the Oxford School of Drama.
Yeah.
I did a postgrad there, so I was only there for a year. But the way it's set up, it's set up to produce theatre actors, really, in the UK.
Yeah.
So when I first stepped on set, I had no idea. I'd never had any beyond like a day or two. I'd never had any camera training. No, no idea. Yeah. No idea what I was doing. So it's all theatre stuff.
Yeah.
And the advice is so sort of outdated because, like, I guess the way that these things used to run, I'm not sure so much anymore. It's like they're retired directors or retired actors, or they've retired from that or moved into teaching later. So these like old established names in the theatre world now come and do workshops.
Yeah.
And you get great insight and you pick up great skills from them and be able to develop in amazing ways. But the like professional development advice that they give is so outdated sometimes.
Yeah.
So I feel like actually when I came out of drama school, I was maybe in some respects in a worse position to get work than I was when I went in. Yeah.
I think
I don't know.
I think that's the misconception that you sort of get is that you're going to come out of drama school and the industry is going to come at you and be like, all right, mate, you're up next, right?
Yeah.
But I think like from the discussions that I've had, like drama school is amazing for like learning how to act, right? And I think theater training is the best way, because like from my angle was a fair bit of theater, but like no formal theater training, but like a lot of film, and there was a sort of idea in maybe in my city for a little while that was like you're either a theater actor or a screen actor.
Or a screen, yeah.
Which is bizarre because I think if you're not doing both, you are shooting yourself in the foot. You know, if you're just a screen actor and you are not looking into at least doing some amateur theater, you are missing out on a huge chunk of experience and education, right? Like self-education, right? But I think people are ignorant to the fact that the industry is evolving so rapidly and the technology is evolving so rapidly. It's evolving faster than we can even really predict. So I think that's what's sort of missing is people think that if they just follow the rules and the steps now and you're not malleable to what they could form into, then the industry's just going to come for you and you're going to be fine. But I think you just need to be really on your toes about what you need to do to get this career moving, you know.
I think it's so in the UK it's such a like getting into drama school it's like in terms of like how stressed I've been in my sort of acting career, the drama school audition process was like up there as like the most stressful time. Incredibly difficult to get into any of these places. It feels like a really big moment. It costs a lot to do that audition cycle. You go to like 7 or 8 places, you have all these like kind of quite brutal, like old school, like stand on a stage with a panel in front of you, that sort of thing. It takes a lot. Then you finally, if you get in, you're like, oh, I made it. Now I should kind of implicitly trust everything that they say. Because it cost so much to get here that I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't kind of listen and follow everything to the letter. But acting is an instinctive thing, right? And it's so much about what you bring to it that it's not. It can't be a one size fits all method. Because that disregards the certain thing that you bring. I mean, look, I got a lot of stuff out of drama school. I got amazing like technical voice training, and it was so many things were so useful. I got good professional connections. I'm very grateful for the stuff that I did there. I went into drama school really confident in my own ability and really kind of instinctual, I'd follow my instincts, and that was when the most exciting stuff happened. And I was playful and free and confident, and drama school really tempered all that. It really kind of sanded down the edges, which maybe means I've got a great technical a technical core to work from. But I felt, especially for the first few years, and still now, I'm more self-conscious. They've sort of compressed everything, and it's great in the middle. It sounds great right in the middle, but I don't get those like interesting. I don't access as easily those interesting sort of peaks and little blips that make me interesting. You know. That it took a while for me to find that again, because I see what you mean. I was sort of neatly packaged as new drama school graduate, and we were all sort of in the same-ish mold, you know. Whereas it's the sort of individuality that really kind of, I think, makes performances interesting, right? And makes you interesting as a performer to other people who are going to cast you.
But like you said, like And I really got to be careful for just like shitting on drama schools, because I don't think negatively about them. I'm just glad that I'm more justifying the pathway that I took, because I do feel like I missed out on a lot of really important aspects of my training, right? But it's not too late for me.
No.
You know, I can pick up these other skills, you know,
and
along
you
the
do,
way.
and you will do on set. And for whatever you missed out on, you will have retained or gained other things that are missing for me, you know?
Yes, exactly. And I think that's the important thing, is that like there are positives and negatives from both pathways. And maybe post drama school, you're feeling like, oh, you know, my edges have been sanded down, and you know, where's my grit? Where's my individuality gone? But the truth is, we are always evolving as artists. And you know, I'm assuming you're quite young. Like you look very young, right?
I do look young, don't I?
Yeah. You are young, but like we both have plenty of time, is my point, you know, and we will both continue to develop as artists and you know, build those sharper edges again. And we have plenty of time to develop that. And I think that's the fun part now, is discovering that as we work through this industry and work through our careers. You know what I mean? Like, so we could look back and say, oh, I missed out on this, or I lost this from this experience. But, you know, if you had it before, that means it's still in there somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
We can still find that, you know, you can get that back. And now you've also, on top of that, you've got all these amazing skills that you learned in drama school. And yeah.
I mean, it was a long time ago now. It's I graduated from drama school 10 years ago. So it's, you know, I'm a different person now from when I came out. And I don't think negatively about drama schools.
No, of course.
And I think they're very different now.
Yeah.
I think honestly, the last 10 years and the pandemic, but also like the Me Too movement, Black Lives Matter, there's been sort of big institutional shifts in the way that things are approached and the sensitivities around certain subjects. And I mean, I've worked with new grads recently, and I mean, they're great and really push me. And it's, I think maybe it was sort of the end of an era when I caught the end of an era, or a change in the guard, you know, when I was there. Yeah. So I think it's maybe slightly different now.
And that's what I mean. Like the industry is constantly evolving, and it's evolving so quickly. You know, these institutions surely would be evolving, and society changes constantly, you know. It's not doing so well right now.
No.
Anyway, so what happened after drama school though? Because you were auditioning for Gary and Guy, and is that right? Like in Better Man, like these are very dance heavy, you know, musical
I mean,
roles.
I'm not a dancer. I trained in acting.
Yeah.
But my first job out of drama school in 2015 was Calendar Girls the musical. So I came out of drama school, I got an agent, and I went straight into the West End for a year.
Wow, man.
In a musical. And it was so cool.
Good.
I mean, I was at the time I was like, this is easy. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
I'm in West End within like a week of leaving drama school. Great. This is, you know, it's plain sailing from here.
Yeah.
But no, I was in that musical, which was and Gary Barlow wrote all the music for that, actually. So I seem to do I exclusively do projects sired by members of Take That.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, you got to have your criteria. Yeah.
I'm doing the Mark Owen audiobook next, I think. So I did that for a year, and that was great. And actually, I was quite lucky early on to work in these sort of big theatre casts in prestigious sort of theatres in London with lots of older, experienced actors. So in Calendar Girls, there was because it's older ladies mainly.
Yeah.
They were these really, really experienced sort of like grand theatre dames who I was learning from. And it's, of course, some of them had a really specific style. Some of them were very musical theatre. I remember Joanna Riding was the lead of that, or one of the leads of that show. And she's like 3-time Olivier winner, like the sort of like pinnacle of UK musical theatre, and Claire Moore was these two kind of like musical theatre titans.
Yeah.
And I used to come in on my days off when I wasn't called just to watch them work.
Absolutely. Why wouldn't you, man? That's it was amazing
opportunity.
Yeah.
I went from there to the National Theatre, and similarly I was in a cast of 30 at the National. We did a play called Absolute Hell by Rodney Ackland, so like an old play, and it wasn't very good in the end. But
okay.
it was like a 4-hour epic but on the Littleton stage at the National. It was this amazing like big production.
Yeah.
And we had Kate Fleetwood and Charlie Edwards and Jonathan Slinger and Danny Webb, these huge theatre actors with this incredible pedigree in the UK.
Yeah.
And watching them work was just like, it was incredible. I've never quite had that again.
Yeah.
With those sort of watching those older actors do their thing.
Yeah.
But I learned so much. there.
Yeah.
It's amazing to be in those rehearsal rooms, and
it's amazing, man.
And have the privilege of watching those old school actors working.
Yeah, I'm glad that you took that opportunity and you saw the opportunity in that. To, this is like the best school you can go to right now, is to just be amongst these amazing actors and watch what they do and learn from them. It's like,
and be in it and get to like and get to sort of interact in the world. And there's the thing that I really took from that was like a lightness of touch.
Yeah.
Like they're incredibly. This show that we did at the National was 4 hours long.
Yeah.
It was quite heavy.
Yeah.
It was very wordy. And we were all on stage the entire time. It was set in a private members club, so we were all sort of like milling about. There was a lot of sort of interesting, like sort of interpretive choreography going on in the background and like walking around and stuff. So we spent 4 hours on stage together, often like in the backgrounds.
Yeah.
And I watched like Charles Edwards do these amazing. Pour his heart out and do the most amazing work, and I was like, wow, look at that. And then 30 seconds later, he'd be sort of pissing about the back with us, sort of like messing around, and it's the playfulness, the playfulness that you can still kind of like foster in those big spaces and in those those heavy roles, and but there's something about the sort of weight of responsibility that I felt of performing at the National as well.
Yes, of course, yeah.
And also I was like, I don't want to be sacked. Like it feels like a big pressure,
Yeah.
But to see how those actors then were able to be playful and light, and that was what made it feel so electric and sparky.
Yes,
was their ability to sort of like dip in and out and play with it, and not that they weren't committed, because they were giving the most incredible like emotive performances.
Yeah, but they weren't. I mean, I could imagine that they were probably also feeling naturally a lot of pressure themselves. Because we all do it. I don't think that ever goes away. I don't think it matters who you are, but to not take take the work very seriously, but not take yourself seriously is the key to removing yourself from that pressure and being like, isn't this fun? Isn't this crazy? Look at us. Look at this life that I'm living. I'm on there.
Not taking it for granted. And they've done it so many times, and yet they still find the fun in it.
Yes,
that was the thing that I took.
Yes.
But to answer your question, sorry, I went on a tangent. But
did I ask a question?
The answer to your question was no, I'm not a dancer. I ended up in a musical, but didn't have any dancing in it. But no, I'm not. But then because I did a musical, my first job out of drama school, I was in the ensemble of a musical. Right. Casting directors and people then assumed that I could dance, and they see that on my CV still and go, "Oh, a musical, yeah, you'll be able to dance." Yeah. I remember I did I got sent in for an audition for Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
Right.
And a tour in the UK, and I went in, and I was wearing like chinos and boat shoes. Yeah. And I went into the audition, and they were like, "It's a dance call," and there was people in like workout gear and people like that, like their legs up over their heads. Yeah. And I was like, it sounds like
the scene in Better Man, the Take That auditions when he.
Yeah, it's quite like that.
Yeah.
But I turned around and went straight out.
Oh, really?
But no, I don't think I mean, the dancing in Better Man was so amazing. But I think if Jake, who played Gary in the end, I think would quite happily admit that he wasn't a dancer before going in. But it's just
Really?
like if you work with the best choreographers, and like
And
they
you put the hours in,
yeah, they can, and those boys really put the hours in.
Yeah.
I've never seen, honestly, the Take That boys were in rehearsals every single day for like 6 or 7 weeks before shooting.
Yeah.
And they had personal training sessions, and I was like, oh yeah, that was a bit cool, sort of a cool role to play when you get that sort of attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, they looked great in the final film. But no, I
good.
was not a dancer, and I am glad that I didn't have to show them any dancing.
Yeah, right. It was interesting that they were still like looking at non-dancers for casting. That's pretty interesting. Hey, although some of those boys in Take That were like, I mean, Chase. What's Chase's surname?
Chase Bollenbody. Yeah, he is a dancer.
God.
He's an unbelievable
Not just a dancer.
dancer.
I don't know how he moves like that. It's not human. It's amazing.
Yeah, he's
just
incredible.
toured with Kylie Minogue.
He's just been on tour with Kylie for the last year. And then Jesse Hyde, who plays Mark, is also a dancer.
Yeah,
a great actor as well, but a dancer. And then Liam, who played Howard, was he's a
musical
he
theatre?
dances. He's a musical theatre actor.
Yeah,
He's a really accomplished musical theatre actor. He's in Wicked at the moment. But yeah, I don't think Jake was.
Jake was lovely. He came to set the day that we shot the Oasis scene.
Oh right, okay.
He didn't need to be there, but he just wanted to see it.
But it's fun that though, isn't it? That's the great thing, and I love that in actors. Like and it's something that I always try and remind myself to do. It's like, be excited because you get to see stuff. You get to.
It's only going to happen once. A film, you're only going to be on Better Man once.
Exactly right.
God, mate, if I could have been on set more days, I would have. Like when they're like, Chris, you're done. You can go home. I was like,
no,
mate, I'm here, dude.
I was really sad when I wrapped on that film, and then I got home to the UK and unexpectedly had like loads of reshoots.
Oh, nice.
In the UK, it was lovely. Every time I got to go back in and go, oh yeah, another little go.
I'm not ready to stop.
I know. I filmed the very last shot that they filmed of for the film. The film was picture locked pretty much, and they got a shot of me. And we filmed it like, I think it was like a couple of weeks before it went to Telluride.
Yeah.
And they were like, we just need another shot. And so unexpectedly they were like, can you come in tomorrow for a Better Man reshoot? I was like, I wrapped on that like a year ago.
Yeah.
But I went we filmed it in a nightclub in Shoreditch, and it was so funny that the sort of scope of that film, because it's such a massive film, but it is still an indie. So I went in to do this reshoot, and it was Michael, Simon Gleason, the writer, who was holding. He was our grip, or our spy. He was like everything rolled into one. He was holding a light.
Really?
And Eric, the DOP, who was on a little tiny camera, and it was the three of them. I was like, and they were filming on this sort of smallish camera in a nightclub in Shoreditch. And I was like, I turned up and I was like, what do I wear? They were like, oh, we hadn't thought about that.
Holy shit.
I was like, okay.
That's
we're
crazy.
going to try and find something because I can't wear this. Like, it doesn't look. And they're like, yeah. And so they found something, and someone had something in a cupboard.
Yeah.
We put it on. And I was like, I can't believe that here are these three sort of massive creatives that are in the weeds on this thing with me. We're filming this thing like on the fly.
Yeah.
And that's going in the film.
Yes.
Alongside.
Amazing.
Alongside like the thing that I shot where there was like 300 crew on set,
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
What scene was that? Do you remember?
It's a tiny, tiny shot. It's there's a montage where Rob's sort of going off the rails and he's like drinking, taking drugs, like he's sort of going off the rails, and it's like really frenetic, and he passes out, and there's a shot of Nate trying to wake him up, shaking him awake, going, Rob, wake up.
Right.
And that was the shot, which was like in a nightclub toilet in Shoreditch. It was the morning, we filmed it the morning after an England football game, and people had been watching it in the nightclub. And we went in to shoot it, and the place smelled so bad.
Yeah.
And we were shooting in this horrible toilet that hadn't been cleaned yet at 9 a.m.
Wow.
And it was the three of them and me, and it made it into the film.
That's so funny, man.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh,
Alongside
it's so strange.
The most intensely choreographed, like crude things, shot in the best locations with the best equipment. and then this like iPhone shot made it in,
Yeah. That is unreal, man.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Michael when I came to set. Like, it's such a big build up. Like 8 months of being on hold to do this film, and not even knowing if I was going to be in the film or anything, or who I was playing, and then finally getting the call, and then within a couple of weeks I was on set. I was so nervous, and I hardly ever get nervous, but like I was so nervous to meet Michael, and I couldn't get a conversation like out of not out of him. Like I just couldn't converse. Like, and he gave me the time. Like, he sat down next to me on this couch on that set in that manor, whatever it was. And he was clearly giving me the space to all right, mate, here you are. Let's have a chat. And I was like, so you like Robbie Williams? But I couldn't get a conversation. It's my biggest regret is like not just making the most of that of that time with him and actually having a conversation with him. But whatever.
He's so generous with his time.
Yeah. Very nice.
But he's incredibly intense and incredibly incredibly like driven, and he's like a savant, right? He's
well, there was a lot going on for him. I got to give him that. Like, he was.
There's always a lot going on for him.
Yeah.
I think no matter what he's working, whether it's Better Man or anything else.
Yeah.
I know my sister-in-law worked with him on a commercial. It was just her, and she was like dancing through the streets of Spain or something to promote. I don't know, it was like iced tea or something.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's never simple. Like,
no.
He's got this like amazing brain that like has a million different things going on at once.
Yeah.
So like any set that he's on, it's not going to be like this is just an easy little this is a simple little setup. We'll just do this, and there's so much going on that he has to be like that, locked in and dialed in and intense, and like a million things happening in his head at once.
Yeah, I think that's why I was like,
I could see that probably makes it.
What do I do here? Like, small talk? Like, I can't really talk about the character. I'm like, look, man, I know Noel Gallagher. It's all good, So I just Jono was great. Like, Jono was very like welcoming, and I think he could tell, new guy on the set. He, got me involved in the conversation stuff. He was
an amazing,
so sweet.
Right?
And Jake as well. Like, very sweet guys.
Jono particularly is talk about two guys that know how to sort of like take an opportunity and the weight and the responsibility that comes with that. They're both so sort of sensitive around. They knew what it meant and were and handled that really well. But Jono particularly, who I did all my stuff with, as you know, he was cast really late on. He was cast like a week before shooting started.
Man, it's insane.
And he came into this incredibly kind of like hectic environment. And Jono had done great work before, but hadn't ever led. He'd not been a lead in anything before. A lead in a big movie before. But talk about someone that is able to take it in their stride and like not only get into this incredibly intense character that's never not on screen. So he's in everything.
Yeah.
But also like step into that role of like leading a cast.
Yeah.
Leading an ensemble, and he really did. He was like, he knew that he was like. He knew what his role was in the film, but also on the set. He was the one that was able to like welcome people in. He made me feel so comfortable. It's like
nice.
if I ever go on to lead something, I'll use him as an example of how to be on a set.
Yes,
such a generous,
so true,
lovely,
man.
talented guy.
I think I felt the same thing. I thought like that. So that's what you do. And because I know he would have been feeling terrified. I'm sure he told you the story about when he first met Robbie, and Robbie kind of comes in and sits in front of him and is like, all right, what you got, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in the background, yeah.
Oh, it was crazy.
It was also,
sure,
he says that,
imagine how
it was
your
also the day
heart's
that, what he doesn't say is he'd met everybody else only the day before. So he wasn't in this like incredibly, like, I'm sure he was still like getting to know Michael, getting to know everybody on set.
Yes.
So it's it wasn't like this one person came in, but don't worry, he had all these people to lean on.
Yeah.
It's he's really I was blown away by how well he took it in his stride and how he shouldered that responsibility and knew that despite whatever was going on in his head, because he also didn't sleep for months because he was on set massively long hours every day for like months. And what a performance, right?
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
I'm so sad that like America just went nah. we're not into it,
yeah,
bro.
it's such a shame. And like,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you about this as well. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously you made the final cut. Were you thrilled when you saw that?
Yeah, but I had no idea if I was going to be in it until I was sitting in the cinema with my family.
Well,
My auntie puts her hand on my leg and she's like, "Is this the scene?" I'm like, I think this is the scene." And like, you know, and then I was in it, but I was just in the background. And then I was like, I think I improvised some lines. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if they'll put that in. And then they got my line in. I was like,
yeah.
whew.
And then the whole thing about like Robbie picking up on that. I mean, he didn't say a lot about any of the cast in the film, but
That was wild, man.
yeah.
I died when I saw that. I was like fully Googling it all the time. I was like, Noel Gallagher, better man. Noel Gallagher was Googling it.
Oh
after
man,
the
yeah.
film.
Tell me about it.
I was
But
like,
I
did
was
someone
sort
say anything about this performance? It's so funny.
I was sort of in a similar, not quite the same. I knew that I was going to be in it, but I didn't know how much. And I'm like, I definitely like cut down my role a lot. I was. It was weird that it was out there, and I didn't know. You don't know what to do with it. Then, right? It's like, what do you do with this? Was it enough? Like,
mate, I got to say, and I don't want to embarrass you with compliments, but your performance was standout in the movie. Like it was so good. And my girlfriend, like when we walked out of the cinema, she's like, "Oh, the guy that played Robbie's friend was awesome." So like,
that's
you
really
made
good
an
to
impact on the film, man. It's really cool.
Yeah,
And that's
good to hear.
all your scenes were awesome. That scene in the kitchen particularly is so emotional and so raw and real, man. It's really amazing work. So
thank you, mate. That's why I came on, for you to say that. So yeah.
no, for real, man. Like it was.
Thank you, mate. No,
and I was really.
But you say that America didn't catch on, and it didn't, and it was like
weird.
And that's what I mean. I was talking about a bit earlier on about that, and how like I was like, oh, is it gonna do enough? Is it? And oh no, America's not. And then the LA premiere got cancelled the day before because of the fires in LA. And
yeah, of course.
It just felt like there was one thing after another conspiring against it. But something that Michael said, and it is true, is like he was like it was a film that has been made. It was made to be seen on a massive screen.
Yes.
And I'm sorry that more people didn't get the opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Because the people that did really kind of.
I don't know a single person that came out of that cinema and said they might have not expected it to be very good, but they come out going,
everyone that was like that. Yeah.
The best film I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I love the film. Like I'm so stoked that we had something to do with it.
Exactly.
But like to be part of a film that's that good, oh man, thank God it's a good movie.
I know, right? I think about that as well. I was like, look, if it didn't go stratospheric like they were hoping, in like commercial success, but everyone that sees it,
mate,
loves it. And this is what I was going to say. So Michael kept saying this. He's like, it will find a home, and people will come to it. And actually, more than at the time, now, I'm hearing people going, "Oh, I just saw that. I saw that film. Now it's streaming in the UK. I don't know what it's doing in Australia, but it's streaming on
it's streaming here.
Prime, I think. Yeah. But I was like, oh, I saw this film and it was amazing. Or like I saw it on an airplane, which is obviously not the
best,
not the medium that it was intended. But like, hey, people are coming to this film and finding it and loving it, and how great that we're attached to something that is so brilliant. And people love,
so awesome.
Rather than, I mean, look, I'd have loved to have been in a commercial success that is a bit pants, but ultimately, like down the line, the people that matter, like the people, the amount of. So we were talking a bit before about Jono and his like motion capture work. My wife works for Andy Serkis's company.
Yeah, right.
And so he came along. To the premiere, the Best Man premiere.
Oh man, that's so cool.
To support Michael and support me, and it was so lovely.
Yeah.
And we saw him before, and he was like, "How are you feeling?" Blah, blah, blah. Went in, and he came out afterwards. And he's like, "I'm absolutely floored by that."
Yeah.
And he loved it. Yeah. And I saw him a couple of weeks ago. He's been back 3 times to the cinema with he took all his family to see it.
Yeah.
He loves it so much. But like, obviously he's like the father of motion capture.
Yeah.
And he really kind of sort of he like lifted Jono up.
Yeah.
And really advocated for his performance in the movie. He's really advocated for the movie and the visual effects work, but the performances and the direction. And I think about him as like a sort of one of our great filmmakers.
Yes.
And he's seen it and loved it.
Yeah.
And so that means something, right?
Yes, absolutely.
People that I look up to, that we look up to, are finding this film and going, "This is amazing," and then we're both part of that.
Yeah,
it's sort of surreal, right?
It's so. I mean, just to hear like, I'm so far away from everything, man. to hear that, like, it is surreal. It's surreal to know that anyone has seen the film. It's surreal to know that these pioneers of the industry have seen the film and love the film. It's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Look, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really glad we did this. I've got to wrap up because I'm shooting a film with my mate now.
Yeah, amazing.
We're doing a night shoot. Yeah, he's written a
I'm
feature.
very jealous. You're going on set. I'm what am I doing? I'm gonna go and get some shopping in for my parents arriving.
Hey, man, look, we are living our life. Don't downplay the reality of, you know.
The reality of hosting your parents. Yes.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much for taking the time. And honestly, like, I'm so glad that we did this. I'm glad that we actually got to have a proper chat. And thanks for, you know, watching along on Instagram and, you know, the support for the podcast and the stuff that I'm doing. And
yeah, of course. I love it. It's so great.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's great to see what you do.
It means a lot, man.
And hey, maybe this isn't the last time we can get a little.
I don't reckon,
job
mate.
together
like,
one time. Yeah, let's see what we can do.
Oh, definitely. Let's do it, man. My passport is valid, and let's stay in touch because
let's do it.
Yeah, this is a really nice chat. What's happening from here? Like, if you got anything in the works that you can talk about, or anything that you're excited about, or we can just cut this bit out if you like it's nothing.
No, I'm having a baby. That's the bit. Honestly,
of course.
And like it's in like what we got, like 8 weeks left. It's
oh my god,
it's really soon, and
that's amazing.
People have always told me like, oh, once that happens, like your perspective shifts and your priorities change, and like I was always like, oh, maybe not for me, but actually, like as we get closer now, I'm like, oh, this is a big change. Yeah,
so exciting.
I'm doing a theatre R&D in a couple of weeks' time.
Nice.
And you know what? I'm really looking forward to it. No one will ever see it, or won't at the moment see it, but just like I can't wait to be in a rehearsal room and messing around with people.
That's the thing, man. It's
doing the thing.
You're doing the craft. You're doing the art. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not about the prestige and the performance of it, the performativeness of it all. It's
exactly. There's something incredibly pure about rehearsing something that people won't see.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Good. I'm glad.
And then a massive Marvel movie that will pay my rent for a few years.
All right, man. And where can we find you on Instagram?
You can find me at Frazer Hadfield on Instagram. Actually, do you know what? I might plug this as well. This is something that I started last year. I got really into cheese. No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I took my cheese exams.
Good.
Talk about
it's about time.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm a qualified cheese sommelier.
Good.
Believe it or not. And
I believe it.
I started a cheese Instagram.
Oh my god! Please plug that.
Do you know? I actually started it because a publicist for Better Man was like, you should get an alternative interest Instagram account because Florence Pugh has a cooking one, and maybe you could do something, and then that'll make you be super famous, and then you'll book lots of jobs. And I was like,
that's
okay,
great advice.
It didn't work, but. I did, however.
Hey man, it's not too late. You're plugging it right here. It's about to blow up.
This is it. It's about to blow up. But anyway, I started a cheese Instagram account.
Yeah.
You can find that at Fromage Frazer.
I love that. I love that so much, man.
Fromage. So if you want really niche British cheese insights,
I do.
That's your place to go. And hey, who knows? Maybe that's going to become my thing.
It's about to blow up, man.
I'm actually going to end up a sort of social media cheese sommelier.
I love that, man. I want to ask more questions about that, but I got to go to this shoot.
Got it?
Mate, you're a legend. Yeah. Honestly, I think we could have chatted for like another 2 hours. How bloody lovely was that? Frazer, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Honestly, it was so cool to hang out, and I'm sure I'll see you in London one of these days, or in Australia, maybe. I forgot to bring this up in the chat, but Frazer also happens to be an extremely talented musician. Go to his Instagram page and just find one of the videos of him playing piano. He's unbelievable. Like, honestly, yeah. Go support him. Give him a follow at Frazer Hadfield. And if you're into cheese, give fromage.fraser a follow at fromage.fraser. Fromage Fraser? Yeah, that was it, yeah. How good is that? It's so sweet, man. What a sweet guy. Love that dude, man. Make sure you give the podcast a follow at Go Pluck Yourself Pod, and follow me at featuring_Chris_Gunn. What else? If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, do that. A lot of instructions, my goodness. Why don't you just pick one thing to do this time? Join out to the Patreon. Do that one. That's good. Holy shit, guys. You will never guess who is coming on the show next week. You're going to have to wait and see, but I will say...
I am. Charlie's going to dig you.
All right, there's a clue. All right. Theme music by my cousin Nick Gunn. You can check out his work on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/Nick Gunn. All right, thanks for listening, guys. I'll see you next week. My name is Chris Gunn, and hey, go pluck yourself.